Buongiorno. Como se
Buongiorno, ciao.
dice cheese and toasted?
Fromage et tosto.
Oh,
I don't know anything. Dude, what year is it? I don't know what's going on right now. All the gray matter in my brain is melted into putty. What is going on?
man, you tell me. Ty seems like extremely jet lagged, clinically jet lagged. I think you should be admitted to the hospital, to be honest. You look like
Please.
you should wait around for 4 hours for a doctor to tell you to walk home.
Dude, I would love to go to the hospital right now because at least they're going to feed me a balanced diet of yogurt and maybe fresh fruit. I've been living off the last 2 weeks. I've been in a food coma. I just awoken from a food coma, Eric, of cheese and bread and oil and wine, and it's oozing out of my pores now. I can't get the stink of pecorino off of me.
Dude, that's a nice stink to have, I'll be honest. I'm pretty sure all Italians, like, they use a ball of burrata for deodorant every morning. They
Mm-hmm.
just rub that against their pits, you know what I mean? It's
Mm-hmm.
like here we have like all kinds of cleansing milks. Like my Aesop cleansing milk was, $75, but over there you just get a fresh buffalo mozzarella and you can do the same thing.
Dude, that's crazy that they're milking the buffalo and then you're just rubbing it on your pits, rubbing that buff milk. Yo,
Dude, it's better
but
than having the buffalo milk on you directly.
hmm that's a good point. You don't want to get creamed by a buffalo.
Mhm.
Yes, I have been away for 2 weeks. I've been roaming the Tuscan hillside, and I gotta say, Eric, it's not actually the cheese aroma that I'm tired of, and this is an extremely privileged perspective, but I'm so tired of the smell of truffle, Eric. It's truffle
Oh.
season in Tuscany. Everyone is out there with their little dogs hunting,
Woof woof.
sniffing it out, and every dish at every restaurant is just loaded with black truffle, white truffle, you name it. And that aroma is so potent, it just gets in everywhere. You walk down the street, you just get a whiff of it, kind of like when you walk past a Subway. You'll just be walking the street and just hits you like, oh, there's some truffle
Mhm.
nearby.
Yeah, and you just start hallucinating, and 3 hours later, you wake up at the floor of a subway. You're like, "How did I get here?"
Yeah, dude. You're on shrooms. That's how.
Yeah, dude. And I'm not talking about the mushroom burger because they don't have that.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Um, that's amazing, Ty. I love truffle, and I'm so happy for you. What did people in Italy think of your MAGA hat?
Oh, jeez.
Any comments
Dude,
there, or were they just kind of like, dumb Americans?
I didn't hear too much about what was happening in the United States. I think across the pond, they truly do not care what is going on in that weird petri dish of a country.
Yeah, fair. Why would they?
I had one moment where I was dining al fresco at a spaghetti restaurant, and there was an American group walked by me, and I overheard their conversation. They said the weirdest thing. They're just speaking to each other. The weirdest thing they said, Eric. I'll try to recreate it. He said, "So, if I hire a uterus and then I inseminate it with my semen, and then that produces a child, and then I raise the child and I bring the child to Italy, me and the child will be arrested."
What?
That was all I heard. And then they turned the corner. It was quite the 30 meters.
Whoa. That doesn't even make sense to me. Like, there's no crime being committed here, as far as I'm concerned.
Me
Unless, of
either.
course, he does not have custody of this child and he's kidnapped it.
Maybe that's the case. I don't really know. But that was the closest to any type of political dogma that was spoken in the last 2 weeks.
Hmm.
Why? What'd I
My
miss? What's going
advice,
on over here?
my advice to that guy is to run to the Vatican
Mm,
because they have a certain tolerance of kidnapping children over there, from what I hear.
dude, the
Um,
Vatican loves children. Dude,
they really love children there. Are there any like actual children with the Vatican zip code? Like, Like, do they have the Vatican on their passport, or is it simply like they're just guests, extended guests, you know?
Right. They're trafficked in and out. Dude, Jared
Hmm.
Fogle should have fled to Vatican City the minute that the warrant was out for him. He could have posted up in the corner of the Sistine Chapel and just
Hmm.
spent his days there.
Totally. I watched the documentary on how like there's like a missing child, and all evidence pointed to like the Pope in the Vatican and like his people. You know what I mean? Like, oh, he definitely kidnapped this little girl, blah blah blah. And they just like had no jurisdiction there. Like the Romans or the Italians like just couldn't go in and investigate because it's like a different country. And like
Mm-hmm.
eventually they discover like, oh yeah, it's the girl's body is probably buried in the holy cemetery that's there. And they like had to dig it up. And that was like a huge thing in Europe. It was like, what the fuck? Like sacred land, you know?
Yo, that's insane. I went to the Vatican. I walked the Sistine or the St. Peter's Chapel and the grounds. And as I was walking around there last week, I even thought, why the hell does this need to be its own country? And I thought maybe tax haven purposes.
Not so
But
they can
then
diddle
now I
the little
realize
boys.
so they can change the laws around the age
Yeah.
of consent.
I mean, like all the horrible stuff aside, wouldn't you do the same? Like, let's be real. Like, if you could just change the laws for your house, wouldn't you?
Mhm.
Just be like, oh yeah, you can do that here. You
That's
can have
true.
guns
My house,
and
my rules.
yeah, I can download movies illegally here. There's no problem. Like,
Dude,
why wouldn't you do that?
that's a good point. If I was in charge, you can torrent, you can drink underage, you can
Yeah,
do all the things I
100%, dude.
wish I could.
Yeah, buy and
Jaywalking is
sell drugs.
preferred. Yeah.
You
There's no
can
speed
order,
limits in my house.
yeah, and you can order outside of the 6 and 12-inch formats, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Get a 7-inch. I don't care.
Exactly. It's a lawless society.
They're just different laws here.
Hmm.
Wow. Yeah. So lots to learn. Hey, I don't. What's going on with the election here? I missed everything. Was there a lot of drama?
Dude, it's like you just woke up from a coma and Trump's president for the second time. You're like, I thought that couldn't happen.
What's
Wait,
going
what?
on
He
here?
did two non-consecutive terms? What's going on?
What the hell?
Yeah,
I didn't know
dude.
anybody could do
Um,
that. What a comeback.
dude, what a comeback story. That's an American story right there. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, bro lost and he said, no, I didn't. And never just admitted that he lost.
No, and that if you fake it long enough, you will make it. That's the
Dude,
lesson here.
that's the American dream. That's a beautiful story. Like, wow. Next time we go to Subway, we can just be like, what do you mean? I did pay for my sub. Like, just deny it. And then
Hmm.
next time you order it, pay. And there you go. You've covered all your debt.
Dude, that's it. That's the Trump rule book. Deny, deny, deny. Attack, attack, attack.
Mhm.
And that is how I will be ordering sandwiches from now on.
Hell yeah. Yeah, dude, pretty crazy turn of events. I don't know about you, but
Hmm.
my stocks all went up.
Oh yeah,
So it's kind of wild that
Bitcoin's at an all-time high.
it is, hey? Wow.
It's also having a comeback season. Crazy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, what about Nvidia? Is Nvidia up? I could just Google this myself, but I haven't.
Yes, it's popping as well. But I think all the tech stocks are popping under Trump's reign, and I don't really know
Big
why.
T.
Is he like friends with all these tech moguls?
I
Are they
think
all
he is
hanging
a
out
tech
on
mogul at
Trump's
this point.
island? Oh
Whoa.
yeah,
Yeah, probably.
as the
I think he
CEO of
is.
Truth.
Dude, being the CEO of Truth is kind of sick.
It's kind of crazy.
It's like, what do you mean, dude? I can't be lying. I'm the CEO of Truth. Do you think he uses that when he's arguing with Melania?
Oh, 100%. He's trying to become keynote speaker at South by Southwest next.
Yeah, man. Um, it's possible that the Elon Musk cosign is the like tech cosign that everyone needed. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But to be honest, like all my stocks are up, like every single one. So is it just more evidence that the presidency doesn't matter? Because like I'm
You know
pretty sure
what?
it would have went up anyway.
I think it might have gone up either way, but what I think actually happened is it. We all know that Uncle Trump is rubbing shoulders with every billionaire in America, right? Every hedge fund and institution, they're they're friends with this guy. You know, he's
Hmm.
he's well connected, and his network has a high net worth. So if he says to all his friends, pump the stocks when I get elected, they'll pump the stocks for him. They'll throw him a solid. It's not going to last like this forever. It'll dip probably in a month or so, but that is a very good look for a president if they can get
Hmm.
all of the institutions to pump everything up a week after the election.
Hmm. That's interesting. I think this might have happened prior to the election, where he was like, "Yo, just sell everything." So it was like steadily declining up until election day,
Mm-hmm.
and then everyone's like, "Damn, I'm losing money under Sleepy Joe. Time for
Mm-hmm.
a change." You know what I mean? Maybe that's it. Maybe it was like the other way around.
Dude, life is a reality TV show at this point. The
Yeah, dude.
reality and reality TV are too intersected.
Dude, this season of America is insane, bro. Like, I can't look away.
Like, okay, so obviously this is good news for the shareholders. This is good news for the white men. Bad news for women, bad news for minorities. Clear divide there. How how do the
Is it
artists
though?
feel about this? Like, are the artists gonna profit from Trump's reign, or will they be suffered?
Ty, let me be very clear here. It's also a great day for white bread. Okay? Trump, to me, is a 12-inch kind of guy. You know what I mean? He's not no order the 6-inch, hold the sauce. Like that's the liberal way to go. I
Mm,
think Trump is like, give me the fucking double meat, quattro sauce it, and I want 12 inches of that thing. And therefore, I think the sandwich business is going to be booming. People are going to be, Subway's an American company, god damn it. So everyone's going to
right.
be lining up for that 12 inches now. That's, mark my words.
That's true. It's next 4 years will be 4 years of indulgence. You know, don't hold
Yes.
hold the bread. No, bowls will be extinct in the next four
Hmm.
years. Eric, he's
I think
Trump's going to
that's,
roll back the bowl department.
yeah. Dude, you're telling me this doesn't come with bread? Wait, hold on. I actually did hear a thing that like Trump orders his Big Macs, like his McDonald's without bread.
because
Like
because of
he's like
his.
health conscious.
Well, I mean, that I would be too if I had a gut that shape, and if I was at his age. You know, you start thinking like
Hmm.
maybe I don't need the third slice of bread in this burger.
Yeah, true. But also, like, imagine just holding a Big Mac with no bread. Like your hands are like in the cheese, like you're just poking through the cheese, getting into the sandwich. You know what I mean? That's crazy. You can't even do
Dude,
that
that
with
is
Subway because the
crazy.
sauce is on top.
This is the weird thing though with the sandwich is that there's nothing if you there's no bread, there's nothing to grab. Like it's just one
Just
long
Lucy's.
charcuterie.
Yeah, dude. Um, Also, there's like another way you could flip this. Um, if people truly think the world is coming to an end because of this presidency, then I still think they're going to order 12 inches because why the fuck not? It's
Hmm.
like world's ending. I don't need to worry about my health anymore. I'm going to attend sex parties. I'm going to do drugs and I'm going to order the full 12 inches because life is not promised. Tomorrow could never come.
Dude, that's why this for the next 4 years, I will be speeding, I will be torrenting, no matter what house I'm in.
Yeah, dude, you're not just gonna do that at home.
Live your life, right?
Exactly. Um, Speaking of not living your life, Ty, some weird news happened while you were away, or maybe right before you left for vacation. Somebody at Walmart was toasted alive, and we never got a chance to talk about this, but I find that a kind of a crazy thing. They have a life-size toaster there where they like put the rotisserie chickens in. And I think somebody tried to end their shift early, so to speak, by going in there, closing the door behind them.
This is ridiculous. I remember seeing the article for this. So someone accidentally or intentionally toasted themselves to death while on the clock at Walmart. They didn't
Yeah,
even do it
dude.
during their break.
Yeah. That's kind of a sad way to go. Like permanent shift, you know? Like your
Hmm.
shift never ended.
It's also funny to think of it as a life-sized toaster, or I'm not sure what the language you said, but a human-sized toaster just is asking to toast a human, you know?
Yeah. It looks like a walk-in closet or like a sauna. Like a sauna
Hmm.
is a life-size toaster if you think about it.
So it's like it's 1 a.m. at your 24-hour Walmart. You're on your second shift. It's getting late. All you've had today is like Coke Zero and maybe a Monster Energy. And you're just kind of like
Damn.
looking for the bathroom and you stumble into the life-size toaster by accident.
Wow, yeah. Dude, puts a whole new meaning on graveyard shift.
No kidding. Oof. So, okay. Is there any repercussions for Walmart, or is this entirely like this can't be in the like terms and conditions of the job application? It's like Walmart's not liable if you accidentally toast yourself. Like, can you? They claim workers' comp or their estate here.
Yeah, this is a really good point. I don't know how it is in other countries, okay, the US, but I think here, like in our province, we have so many like work safe programs. I just feel like in general, Americans care less about their workforce.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like they'll send them to like a mine to like breathe in black smoke for the rest of their life. Like, yeah, but you have to do it. Like there's no workers comp for those guys. And
Dude, you're
what?
so right. Like, dude, this Walmart employee, they probably just called them a patriot, and then that was it.
Yeah, they had a moment of silence at the Walmart stockroom, and then they just kept it moving.
Yeah, they made the in-house McDonald's sign at half mast.
Hmm.
They just lit half the M.
Yeah. Oh no,
One
it's
arch.
just an N. Dude, that's kind of yeah. It's pretty disturbing. Like, I think the closing shift anywhere is the worst shift, but
Hmm.
like, and the opening is like by far the best. You know what I mean? You come in, it's spotless. All you have to do is flip the neon sign on. So I can imagine this is also like a sick, twisted prank on those opening shifts people.
Yeah, you really hate them enough. You're just gonna make them clean up your ashes.
Yeah.
You cream bro cremated himself. Dude, honestly, cremation's very expensive. It costs like 10K. I get why someone would want to just take
Dude,
matters
yeah.
into their own hands.
Hmm. That's the thing I don't understand. It's like, can you just like not? You can just like
Hmm.
not, right? Like not
What are
pay
your
for that.
options if you want to don't want to pay? Like, I think you just have to disappear.
Yeah. I mean, they're doing that anyway.
But they're disappearing to Vatican City.
Oh, I see. You think this Walmart employee flew to Italy and left a body double in the toaster?
That's an insane take. That's not even close to what I meant, but that's okay.
Okay.
is
Okay,
there
cool.
is there a chance that Subway would ever increase the size of their toasters to accommodate the infamous 6 foot party sub?
Oh, I don't see why not. I mean, TBD on how tall this employee was, but I imagine like the toaster itself is probably around 6 feet, you know? So you
Mm-hmm.
could
I
probably
would
fit
think
the
so
sub
too.
anyway, or you just cut it in half. But that kind of, I don't know, that ruins the fun. It's no longer 6 feet.
It's two 3 foot sandwiches. It's not the same. Unless it's cut in half live in front of you, then
Mm.
that's the only time you can actually count the full length, right? Because you got to see it
Hmm.
in all its splendor. One gigantic uncircumcised sandwich.
Hmm. Totally. Yeah. Where else do they do this? They like, I think if you order like a duck at a Chinese restaurant, they like present the duck to you and then they take it back to like slice.
Oh, really? They do they hold it by the neck?
No, it's not like a live duck. It's like cooked and perfectly crispened up, and it's like
Hmm.
presented on a nice platter, and it's like shown to the patrons. And who knows, maybe it's like the same plastic one that they show everyone. But
Oh, it's
they
just
bring
one
it out.
show duck.
It's been like embalmed to look perfect. Um, or it's like those Japanese restaurants with the wax statues of the food, the replica food. It's like that. I don't know.
Right, they're always by the hostess stand. It's just
Hmm.
some karage or something that's clearly collecting dust.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
this
dude.
actually happens a lot in Tuscany too, Eric. If you ever order a bistecca fiorentina from a nicer osteria, they will bring out the meat before they fry it to have you inspect it to see how fresh it is, and that's always a fun moment because
Oh,
you're like signing off on it. You're like, I signed off on the meat before you cooked it.
hmm. A cool move for you as a vegetarian would be to order that, and then when they bring you the raw meat, be like, "No, I'm good. This looks bad."
Bad? No way.
Yeah. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to help myself. I would say toast her up. But you're in the unique position where you can say, dude, I'm good on this.
Dude, I'm good. I didn't get into any of the traditional Tuscan meats, the bistecca, the boar meats, which you'll find in a lot of the ragouts. What else is there? Quite a bit of rabbit this time of year, but didn't touch any of that. I got into a little bit of fish action beyond my bread and cheese,
Hmm.
especially in Venice because seafaring nation. The
Hmm.
the weirdest thing I ate there, Eric, was have you ever had cuttlefish? Do you know what that is?
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
of course.
I'd never had cuttlefish before, and I didn't really know what to expect. And when they brought it out, they're like, "It's a traditional Venetian dish. You're gonna love it." So I said, "Bet, serve me it up as my secondie for 35 euros." And then they
Oh,
bring out
yeah.
this tray of like black mush because I guess the cuttlefish like naturally creates ink. So when
Oh,
they
yeah.
fry it up, it just turns completely black like death. And they served it with
Oh,
like these little cubes of polenta, which look like little sponges to like literally soak up the black ink. And then I was
that's
just like
awesome.
eating this. I was like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever put in my mouth. And then I looked at a
It looks like
photo
you're
of a
eating.
cuttlefish.
Wait, hold on. Looks like you're eating SpongeBob and Squidward at the same time.
It literally does, dude. It's
Oh,
so
shit.
weird. And then I was like, okay, what the hell even is this thing? So then I like look it up online. I'm like, this is the creepiest looking thing I could have possibly consumed. And now I'm
Yeah,
just
they're
kind of
freaky little
off
guys, eh?
seafood again. They're so freaky looking. I don't
Oh,
know. I want to
yeah.
cuddle this thing. Oh
Yeah.
man,
I
yeah.
actually
I
caught one of
was
these in Croatia.
what? You
Yeah.
did not.
Yeah. They're kind of like a weird little guy. And they're really small too, eh?
Mm-hmm. It's a definitely a catch and release moment.
Yeah. I think most people were catching and releasing those. I think you can catch them in the shallower parts, which Venice is like kind of known for, right? Like the entire lagoon is like 3 feet deep, right?
Yeah, you could probably just wade in it and pull the cuttlefish out with your hands.
Yeah, it's
It's
kind of
kind of a weird
crazy.
town.
I know, dude. What a weird town.
Dude, it's a weird town, but I kind of vibed with it. Like being there in November is awesome because there's not that many people around. There's still a lot of people, but I can't imagine the summers. It must. I bet you the entire town sinks like half a foot when you cram every one of those streets filled with tourists.
Hmm. Yeah, most likely. Was there any high water? Aqua alta, as they say.
Oh, I did read about Aqua Alta, and I came prepared, but I got nothing but sunny weather and low tide.
Oh, dude, hell yeah. Low
Mm-hmm.
tide, high tea. Am I right?
Hell yeah.
That's awesome,
But
man.
which allowed me to perfectly explore every nook and cranny of that city, hop on a few gondolas, and
Hmm.
patron Harry's Bar, which you mentioned in a
Mm.
previous episode on your own trip. to Venice.
Hell yeah. Did you like it?
I don't know, man. It was kind of a
What?
funny spot. I just felt like I expected more for what I got. You know, you walk in, you sit at the bar, Harry's bar, and the servers are all buttoned up like cartoon characters in a Pixar film.
Hell
And then
yeah.
you order the $35 Bellini, and
Uh-huh.
they literally just take a glass jar out of a fridge and pour it into a cup, and it's little tiny cup. And you're like, this isn't what I thought a Bellini was, but I guess they
Hmm.
invented it, so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. I mean, that what else do you want, Ty? Like you got your Bellini. You want a show as well? You're the kind of guy who wants a show with their drink.
I just feel like I need a little more. The only performance I got, the
Hmm.
only show is when these big lard ass tourists tried to walk in. They could barely fit through the door. There was
Yep.
4 of them. They waddled over to a chair behind me, and then one of them gets addressed by the maitre d' and is immediately removed promptly from the establishment because he was wearing sandals. And then
Ah.
as he's being dragged out, he says to his table, "Guys, they're not letting me in because of my shoes." And they're all yelling back, "What? What?" And he's like, "My shoes. I don't got any shoes." And then they the rest of the table sat down and had a meal and a drink. And they made their friend just stand outside and watch from outside.
He's standing in the window or something.
Yeah, I like finished up. I left, and the guy was just standing there in his sandals waiting for.
Whoa.
He waited an entire meal service out there. Just
Whoa.
terrible friends.
That's dark. That's really dark.
It's
It's like
so
you just
funny.
offload one of your friends like an NPC. You're like, actually, can you just sit here? I'm just gonna park you over here.
Dude, you're gonna have to wait in the lobby till this game's finished. Then you can join the next one. You can join the team party
Hmm.
after.
Hmm. What I love about Harry's Bar is it just feels like an old money like stronghold. You know,
Hmm.
when I was there, Ty, I was like wrestling with tourists the entire day. It was like 30 degrees. I'm like walking down the narrow streets, elbowing people with my suitcase. Like we had just arrived. I was like dragging my suitcase on the cobblestones. I'm like, this is horrible. I
Hmm.
hate this. And I'm like fighting a bunch of people taking selfies and swatting selfie sticks out of the way.
Selfie
You
stick.
know?
Selfie stick. Want to buy a selfie stick?
Yeah, people are trying to hand me a bracelet, shit like that. And I'm like, fuck off. And then finally put our suitcases down and we're like, I need a drink bad. What's the
Hmm.
first thing I said. And we find Harry's Bar, walk in, and when I open the door, it's just like a cold breeze hits you, and I'm like, oh, what an oasis! I finally
Hmm.
like, is this real? Or is this a mirage? Ty? There's just like old rich guys wearing gold Rolexes, and they're like trophy wives with like lip fillers, and I was like, I'm where I'm supposed to be.
I completely understand how it's a safe haven for people like you, Eric, and I
Thanks.
I appreciated that aspect of it. I felt like I was where I was supposed to be too. I almost because after leaving, I read a review online. I went in, I sat at the bar right after I walk in, posted up, great location, until I read a review that they put the tourists downstairs and there's a secret upstairs for private clientele or like the good clientele, the
Oh,
non-tourists or the rich people. So
so
I was a
meaning
little
like you got to go
disappointed.
upstairs?
Yeah, there's a secret second floor for like it's kind of like how there's like 2 Nobu in Malibu, one for the celebrities and one for the plebs.
Wait, two in Malibu or two in LA?
2 in Malibu. There's
Wait, what?
2 buildings side by side at that Nobu location.
I
They're
thought one
kind of
was Soho
connected.
House.
Oh,
Isn't one
maybe
Soho
no.
House?
Pretty sure one of them is there's like a second dining room.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh no, that one. You're right. There is like a bar that's like attached, right? Like you when
Mm-hmm.
you walk into Nobu Malibu on the right, or you like kind of go straight ahead. There's like a bar, and then I think like a private dining room.
Mm-hmm.
That's like where the infamous Kanye, Kid Cudi, Pete Davidson photo was taken.
Dude, incredible.
And then
Iconic.
I think on the left is like the regular big dining room with like the patio and all this shit.
Dude, next time we're going to LA, me, you, and Jason Stewart are going to recreate that photo.
100%, dude. Come back on the pod.
Yeah, bring them back. Yeah, so there's a second floor of Harry's bar that they don't notify me of, and they didn't invite me to go up there. So I'm just a little bit bummed that my food fluence hasn't made its way to Europe yet. So if you're a European listener, spread the word.
Yeah. I mean, did you hit them with a buongiorno or a ciao? Because usually that gets you pretty far. Okay, good. I find that it gets you so far with Europeans if you just say like one word. Actually, anywhere you go, you just say like one word, and they're like immediately like, "Oh, you're the best tourist I've ever seen."
Thank you for trying. It really makes me want to like sit down with the Duolingo owl for a few hours and just work out some kinks in my speech.
Yeah, dude, I gotta set up a one-on-one with a Duolingo owl.
Because the Subway menu isn't teaching me shit.
Exactly. They don't have a word for carnivore in Italy.
Everyone understood vegetariano, which I made up, and it turns out that's the right word.
Dude, that is awesome. Did you like flail your arms around when you said it? Like, vegetariano.
Of course. I say it with a silly accent, too. Even when I'm speaking English, I say it like Mario would, and they seem to like that.
There's no way they would understand pescateriano.
Or not even worth trying. I don't think so.
Probably not. Yeah, that's like a category that we made up over here to like, I feel like vegetarians everywhere just have fish because it's like whatever.
If it's a cuttlefish, that's barely alive. Like that thing is
dude,
otherworldly.
It's just mush. I forgot that they spray ink. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, they're special little critters. Dude, I don't know if it's just the time of year I was there, but like every single restaurant I'd go to was empty. Like 3 nights in a row, I would go out for dinner. I'd go to like a nice spot or a cool town, and I would be the only person in the restaurant for the entire meal service. Completely empty. Yeah, that's never happened to me before. I guess this truly is the off season in Tuscany, but it was so weird to like walk into a restaurant and there's one server and they're only serving you for the whole night and not a single other person came in.
I love that. And they're probably like still slow because you're in Italy.
Yeah, dude, they're still slow. They're still like not super happy you're there, even though you're the only customer. Like one guy, one server, he like had a glass eye and he was wearing pajamas. And he was like clearly just not happy to even serve anybody, you know?
Yeah. That's kind of interesting. I feel like it definitely is the season, but also like what time are you eating?
Like 9 p.m. What is that?
Okay.
1100 hours, they say.
Wait, what? That's 2100 hours.
2100 hours? I don't even know. I mixed it up all the time.
Yeah, because I feel like in the summer they eat really late. Maybe that changes in the winter. But I was gonna say if you're eating like early dinner, then there's a chance that you won't run into anyone. Because it's just too hot at like 5 p.m. You're like swimming still. It's finally nice enough to swim.
All the restaurants don't even open till 7:30. So if you want to go for supper with your American grandma, you're out of luck.
Yeah. Grandma's been asleep for 4 hours already.
Before the restaurant even opens.
Yeah, that's crazy. I did notice that actually. Like they give you ample time to kind of mosey on around and have wine, you know, which I appreciate. Like there's not even an option to have early dinner. It's like, no, now is for aperitivo hour. You're supposed to be walking around drinking wine.
Yeah, if you're lucky, you can have some bruschetta. And that's about it.
Oh, yeah. Did you dabble in the cicchetti?
Oh, of course. Well, while in Venice, of course. A few like weird little mushy things on toast. Get in me.
My favorite. My absolute favorite.
In Venice, they also do... have you had a special spritz?
A special spritz.
Special spritz. Yeah, it's
I don't
their
think so.
regional. So it turns out there's different spritzes around Italy. It's not just about Aperol. In Venice, they
Oh.
do special spritz, which is kind of like a Campari spritz, but a little bit more of a cherry flavor, and they put some spices in it because
Hmm.
Venice, given its location to Eastern Europe and closer to the Silk Road, they were able to obtain more interesting spices than the rest of Italy. So they
Hmm.
sprinkle a little bit of that in their spritz. It's quite
Nice.
good. Down in like Val d'Or region of Tuscany, you can find artichoke spritz, which I also had, and they actually put artichoke in it. That's pretty cool.
Wow, that sounds good. Is it
Yeah.
like kind of
So
like a martini like situation where it's like on a toothpick?
yeah, they'll stick a little artichoke heart and a little olive on the toothpick, and I think they like grind a little bit in too because you can kind of taste the flavor
Mhm.
throughout every sip.
Oh,
So Eric, here's
dude.
what we got to do. We need a regional spritz for our little podcasting neighborhood here in Vancouver. What are we gonna do? You want to put a little mud in some prosecco?
Whoa, a coffee Negroni. I feel like I've had that here.
Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
That's really cool. I don't know. We should definitely come up with something.
A
Like,
Subway spritz.
I'm thinking if we do that, I kind of want to freak the martini format some more
Mm,
because
okay.
like black olive comes to mind right away.
Hmm. Yeah, we could play off that. A black olive is made for a spritz. A little spice would be good too. A few drops of chipotle mayo in there.
Ooh, whoa. I, maybe a clamato because like we're talking marinara. You know what I mean? Marinara
Mm.
and beer, like a michelada.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because beer has got this kind of grainy weediness to it. I think there's a
Hmm.
like a Subway cocktail that we could produce, a signature cocktail here.
What did we have at Savio that one time when we asked for a cocktail that reminded him like a sandwich? I think we just got a Negroni or something stupid. Like,
Dude,
nice effort, bro.
yeah, I think we were just served a rejection letter, that's all.
Yeah, cease and desist. Get the fuck out.
It's
Wow.
tough out there.
Yeah. I've recently tried to get back into the Michelada game, which is such
Mm,
a niche thing. Um, I had a I had one at Tacofino, and it was like I thought I was drinking puke. It was nasty. I don't know what it is, bro. Clamato just doesn't go in beer. It's not really a
yeah.
crazy take.
No, it's not. I completely agree with it. We need to ban it entirely. I'm not a
Mhm.
Michelada fan. I find them just grotesque.
Yeah. Although I did have a lime one at Las Margaritas on West Fourth, and it was quite
Hmm.
nice. I gotta admit, it was so refreshing. I immediately drank the entire pint and got another one.
Dude, it's crazy how frequently people end up at Las Margaritas for it being a pretty mids establishment. Like I've been
Are
there
you
more
kidding me?
times
It's
than I can
awesome,
count. You think
dude.
it's
It's so
awesome?
good. I mean, it's you're right. It's kind of mids. It's like 6 out of 10. Like it's not mid. It's like slightly better because it's like it just reminds me of being in an all inclusive. Like all
Hmm.
the decor is like very literal, and then the food's good. Like I can't complain. You know?
Yeah, describing it as an all-inclusive resort actually perfectly nails the vibe in there. It's
Yeah.
like if Senior Frogs never franchised.
I don't even know what that is.
Perfect. It's Las Margaritas.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, it's like everyone's sitting on these like rickety old wooden stools, and like there's like a sombrero on the wall, and they're playing good
Hmm.
music, good Mexican music, and there's like people drinking Modelo's, and everyone's just kind of looking at each other. It's like this is awesome.
Yeah, they're all looking at each other because the lights are really bright in there.
It wasn't that bad when I went, but it could be dimmer.
It could be dimmer, but they don't understand a vibe, or maybe they
Hmm.
understand the vibe that they're trying to curate, and I don't
Yeah,
understand their vibe.
that's true. But it's also like on West Fourth. What else are you gonna eat? Like there is
Hmm.
Au Comptoir, which is like very, very, very good. But
Hmm.
if I'm not feeling like spending $120 on a steak frites, then I'll probably get an enchilada. You know,
Yeah, facts. I mean, Raisu's pretty good. You can go there.
I've never even been there. Maybe, yeah.
And then there's a Is it a Vietnamese restaurant? It starts with an M. I've been there once or twice. Names
There's a
escape
red
me.
beef. There's a red beef as well. It's like the Taiwanese noodle spot. I don't know if it's still there, but um, I tried to go there like 5 years ago, and they didn't have a liquor license, and I was like so
That's weird.
disappointed. Yeah, I was like, I'm never coming back here.
Dude, they have a liquor license. You just have to ask correctly. Or
Oh
they don't
yeah, I
have a license, but they
forgot.
have liquor.
Uh, I mean, if I was,
Maynam.
oh yeah, okay, I've heard of that one.
Yeah, that place slaps.
Okay, maybe there's some good food on West Fourth. There's also Ramen Danbo. It's kind of
That's right.
overhyped,
There's
but
Danbo.
still good.
I don't think it is overhyped. I feel like it's world class ramen.
It is, but so is every other ramen spot in Vancouver, and this is the only one with like a 2 hour wait.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, you shouldn't have to wait in line for good ramen around here.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say where it is. I'll tell you off mic, but I have a ramen spot Thai that's like steps away from the Danbo on Robson, and it's like better. It's honestly just as good. I've never waited for more than 5 seconds there.
Wow, you're gatekeeping that because you
I'm
don't want a
gatekeeping
line.
hard. Yeah. I'll
That
tell you
that's
off
good.
mic
That's
though.
good. I appreciate the tip.
Yeah. Parking though is horrible. So that's the only downside. But yeah, ramen anywhere in the city. Same as sushi. Like that's why I feel like there's no like best sushi in Vancouver because they're all like very good.
Yeah, there's outstanding options in every neighborhood. It's very nice, you know. The best sushi in Vancouver is the closest sushi restaurant to wherever you are at that moment.
Now we're
It's
talking.
truly convenience play at this point.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
Mhm.
Sushi is it's like even when you go to Japan, like when you come home, you're like, I'm just happy to be eating the same sushi that I was eating a week ago in Tokyo. It's
Yeah, that is a
unreal.
very nice quality.
Hmm. Yeah,
Man,
bro.
can't be said this the same cannot be said for Subway because every time I go somewhere I'm like this Subway is better or worse than my last experience. And there
Hmm.
are I feel like there are quality differences franchise to franchise.
Yeah, totally. I often have that thought, Ty, when I drive by a Subway on my morning commute, and I just like over the years, I see the branding slightly change. Like
Mhm.
it's like, oh, they got the new sign. Now they got the new tables. It's like it's evolving. And I think like, what's their story? You know, like
Mhm.
what's the bread like at this location? I actually have these thoughts, Ty. Believe it or not.
I, I feel like location really affects the sandwich artist's ability to perform. Because if you just got like bums coming in all day, you're not like they're not going to create great art for them because maybe they don't appreciate it. Maybe if you're on campus as a Subway, the student's body doesn't appreciate it because they're just getting the value picks. You know, you need the
Hmm.
right neighborhood where your clientele will appreciate true art in order to like maximize the potential of the sandwich artist.
Hmm. So much like a real estate situation, you want to be the worst restaurant on the best street.
Yeah, I guess so. You want to be the worst Subway on like a block of Michelin star restaurants.
Hmm. Like if there's a Subway on Alberni, it's probably amazing.
Yeah, 100%. Like a Subway in Yale Town is probably going to be pretty good.
We went there and it was good, Ty. I
It
could
was good.
the one on mainland and Nelson or whatever is
Yeah,
pretty good.
holds up. So there we go. There you have it. It's probably the case. We got to check out the Alberni Street one next.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
pop into the Off White store.
Yeah. Smelling like the way. I've also wanted to make a special trip to go out to the Horseshoe Bay location because I know you talk a big game on that one. And I'm like,
Dude,
that'd be a sweet bike ride to go all the way out there, have lunch, and come back. Like it'd be like
yeah,
100K.
it's worth the 100K pedal to experience this thing.
Hmm.
It is the best Subway in the region, Eric. And it's the best
Hmm.
Subway because there's the tender love and care of the application of those tender greens.
Yeah, man. I think it's also the sea breeze. Like you get the salt coming off of the water, entering the subway, and it's just landing on all the veggies. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
that's
have an
gotta
open
help.
sneeze guard policy there.
There's a weird irony that's manifested there, though, because it is the closest subway to the ferry boat terminal, and everyone who's going to catch a ferry is in a rush. They need their sandwiches quickly. But that subway operates very slowly. It's a known fact that if you go in there, you need at least a one sailing wait in order to get that foot long.
Oh
So
wow.
it's almost like they are rejecting the pace of the environment around them in order to say, like, hey, if you're coming here, you better not be in a rush because we are quality over speed.
Mm-hmm. It also sounds like if you get a sandwich there, you're going to miss your ferry.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure that's happened to many people. I bet you their bounce rate at like the veggie section is super high.
Whoa. It's like, oh, fuck, I got to go. That's crazy.
Yeah, you eat it. Bye.
Maybe that's why they put so much care into the sandwich and time, because like they know that there's like a 40% abandonment rate. And like
Mhm.
if they leave the sandwich, then they can eat it. The sandwich artist can take it home.
That's a good point. They're making it for themselves
Yeah.
every other time.
Whoa. It's kind of a cool mantra for like a sandwich artist. Like make the sandwich as if you were going to eat it yourself.
Mhm.
You know?
Yeah, it's a beautiful
Perfect.
perspective. If there's any sandwich artists listening, carry that energy into your work tomorrow when you don the plastic gloves.
Hmm. It's also good feedback for the artist. Like, would you eat that? If you get a crazy looking sub, like, bro, would you eat this? Be honest. And then see what they say.
And when they say no, how do you even react to that? You say like,
Yeah.
"Well, you're gonna make me eat that?
Hmm.
You
And you say,
jag."
make it again.
Back to the drawing board.
Oh man. Well, Ty, I think it's time to make Subway great again. What do you say?
Let's do it.
Let's
Forward
do it.
together, Eric.
MAGA!
Breadheads, thank you. Oh,
Sorry. Sorry.
Breadheads, thank you for listening. It's been an honor to podcast with you, Eric.
Likewise, King. Talk to you on Friday. A ciao.
Ciao.